Hello everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima, hope you're all doing well, and before I start this video I want to wish you a very happy Easter. And in this video I want to share with you my fragrance haul. These are the fragrances that I purchased in the last couple months, and I purchased quite a few between designers and niche fragrances and some hidden gems. And talking about hidden gems, I have here two fragrances, and these two were blind buys, quite successful blind buys, I have to say. These two fragrances from the same brand, Dupont. I already heard so many great things of this fragrance house, but I never had the opportunity to try any of their offerings. I purchased these two at Notino for a very affordable price, I have to say. It was in the 65 euros if I'm not mistaken, for these two fragrances. So the first one is Noble Wood, this one right here, and the other one is Rose Oud, or Oud and Rose. So these are the bottle presentations. These two fragrances are 100 ml, both eau de parfum concentrations, and really gorgeous presentation, very heavy bottles, and very affordable. And what's really important is the scent inside, and the scent inside is fantastic. High quality fragrances right here. I prefer a Noble Wood a bit more, but I still love both of these. So Noble Wood, as the name suggests, of course, this is a woodsy fragrance, a creamy woodsy fragrance. So the start of this fragrance is a bit harsh, a bit piercing, a bit synthetic, I have to say, because you have pink pepper in the opening. Usually pink pepper gives a very cheap nuance to the fragrance. It's the case in here, but fortunately it doesn't last. I mean, for 5 minutes and this peppery impression is gone, and then you have a beautiful sandalwood, amber, patchouli, and other woods. I also detect cedarwood in here. This is a very sensual fragrance, very sensual, very enveloping. Absolutely love this one. Great performance. Noble Wood and Oud Rose. Well, as a disclaimer, you will see a lot of Oud Rose fragrances in this haul. I was in the mood of Rose Oud fragrances in these couple months, actually. And this is in a high quality Oud Rose for the price. The rose here is the most prominent note. So you have rose. Man, this is fantastic. So you have lemon, you have rose, you have geranium, you have oud, of course. And this fragrance, again, it's not animalic, it's not funky, it's not challenging, but the rose here is definitely the most prominent note. And it's like a green rose with oud. It's a wonderful and kind of a unique concoction, if I have to say. You have the lemony nuance in the opening. This is a bit harsh in the opening because of the lemon, but again, like Noble Wood, quickly fades away, and you have this green rose with oud, a bit spicy, and it's simply outstanding. This performs better than Noble Oud. This is more overwhelming, or can be more overwhelming than Noble Wood. Absolutely love this one. If you want to dive into Oud Rose fragrances, this is a fantastic starter, and I absolutely love this one. It's from Dupont, Rose, or Oud and Rose. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Atelier Cologne, and this is a fragrance that I had forever on my wish list. This is Rose Anonyme. Rose Anonyme is one of my all-time favorites from Atelier Cologne. This is my second Atelier Cologne. The first one is Café Tuberosa. I absolutely love that fragrance. This one is Rose Oud, but in the Atelier Cologne style. Although this is probably one of the most intense, complex, long-lasting Atelier Cologne fragrances. This has rose, this has ginger, this has oud, of course, this has saffron. Again, the oud here, it's not very daring. You also have papyrus in here that gives a nice, unique, dry, woodsy effect in the base. So the rose here, it's quite velvety, but at the same time with the ginger gives, and the bergamot also gives a nice fizzy sparkliness to this rose. And the rose we're using here kind of reminds me of the rose used in Café Tuberosa, from the same brand, of course. So man, I absolutely love it. And the rose here kind of has like a cacao effect for some odd reason. And cacao, it's not featured as an official note of Rose Anonyme, but yeah, I kind of detect like a cacao impression. But I really love this fragrance, quite romantic and quite addicting. I absolutely love this one from Atelier Cologne is Rose Anonyme. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, another fragrance that I had forever on my wish list, and this one is Gold Rose Oud. Another rose oud, and I absolutely love this bottle presentation. This is an extrait de parfum. Gold Rose Oud, of course, has rose, has oud, has sand, has patchouli, has musk, honey, saffron, of course. Man, this is amazing. Of the three rose oud fragrances that I mentioned, this is my favorite. This is very intense. This is very enveloping. This has also resinous nuances in here, so it's quite gooey, sweeter. I love the oud also in here. It's a bit more challenging than the previous ones, and the rose here, it's mouth-watering, amazing. It kind of reminds me of the rose used in Portrait of a Lady from Frédéric Malle, which is my favorite rose fragrance as of now. So high quality scent. This also has patchouli. This is quite earthy, very woodsy, very resinous, floral fragrance, quite complex, if I have to say. And I absolutely love this one. It's Gold Rose Oud from Tiziana Terenzi. Now let's take a break on the Rose Oud fragrances. I still have a couple of them to mention. This one is all about leather, and it's from Mona di Orio. It is Cuir, this one right here. I absolutely love the bottle presentation of Mona di Orio fragrances. Although this is a new bottle format, previously it looks very different. Here, wow, this is amazing, quite unique. Although before I get there, in terms of notes, you have absinthe, you have opoponax, you have castoreum, and of course the most prominent note, leather. And I wanted to say is, this kind of reminds me in the opening, this has a very heavy, a very opulent, smoky, barbecue, smoke type of accord. And it's quite intense, and kind of reminds me of Fumidos from Profumum Broma. You all know, if you are following this channel for a while, that Profumum Broma is, if not my favorite, but definitely one of my most favorite fragrances, a niche fragrance house. And this one kind of reminds me of Fumidos. I don't have it yet on my collection. Fumidos also have this very intense, smoky barbecue feel, but then goes in a completely different direction because it has booziness, it has whiskey, and also has lots of vetiver. Here, although it's woodsy, it's green, but it's so good. So complex, so intense, animalic, daring, but so masculine. This is not for the faint of heart. Great performance, although I mean it will not shout off your skin, at least it doesn't on my skin, but definitely will last through the entire day and evening, and it leaves a nice scent cloud around you. This is a very daring fragrance, quite masculine, rugged, but at the same time quite gentlemanly. Absolutely love this one. Already one of my favorite leather fragrances is this one, is Cuir from Mona di Orio. Now let's return to Rose Oud, and the next two Rose Oud fragrances that I will mention are the last ones, and these two actually are from the same brand. It's from PENHALIGON'S, and actually these are the first PENHALIGON'S that I'm adding to my collection. Well, technically not the first ones, because a couple of years ago I had Sartorial from PENHALIGON'S, but I gave it away to my father because I couldn't bear the metallic feel of Sartorial, but these two are fantastic. The first one is Levantium, and I think this is discontinued, or it will be discontinued. Levantium, first of all, I absolutely love the bottle presentation of PENHALIGON'S fragrances, and this fragrance is all about Rose Oud, of course, but this is so complex. You have cardamom, which is quite prominent. Actually, the cardamom in here gives a nice spicy aromatic effect, very sensual effect. You have saffron, of course, you have cloves, you have also lots of florals other than rose. You have jasmine, you have ylang ylang, you have lots of floral nuances than just rose. And then, of course, you have oud. This fragrance is so sophisticated and so complex. It's transparent because you can literally see the layers. It seems that you can visually see the layers, how this fragrance develop. It's a wonderful fragrance. Absolutely love this one. Great performance. Usually PENHALIGON'S don't have great performance, but this one, it's fantastic. This is an eau de toilette, but performs as an eau de parfum. Wonderful scent right here. A fantastic Rose Oud fragrance. I prefer this one to Gold Rose Oud from Tiziana Terenzi because it feels more natural and it's so sophisticated and so elegant. Absolutely love this. Love the cardamom in here, the jasmine, the rose oud. I mean, a fantastic concoction. It's PENHALIGON'S, Levantium, and the last rose oud fragrance that I will mention, also from the house of PENHALIGON'S, but it's from the Portraits collection, and it is the Uncompromising Sohan. Beautiful. I mean, seriously, I absolutely adore the presentation of this line. The Portraits collection of the PENHALIGON'S house. This is all about rosebud, so basically gives like a jammy rose with oud, of course, with saffron. This is a more traditional type of rose oud, but this is so good. Hands down, it's my favorite. This is my favorite rose oud that I have from this whole, the Uncompromising Sohan. It's outstanding because you also have lots of labdanum. It's quite ambery, it's quite gooey, resinous, sticky. Then you have this jammy rose with lots of saffron. This has lots of saffron and oud. This goes into the animalic side of things, but not entirely. It's still not that challenging. For example, Mona di Orio Cuir doesn't have oud, but it's definitely more challenging than the Uncompromising Sohan. But this is so good. So sexy, so sexy. Wonderful fragrance. It's definitely my favorite rose oud is this one, and man, this presentation is outstanding. Uncompromising Sohan from PENHALIGON'S from the Portraits collection. Outstanding, and it is the last rose oud fragrance that I will mention in this video. Now let's talk about Hermès, and I already said that this year is the year of Hermès for me, and I have here 5 fragrances from Hermès that I purchased. 3 of them from the Eau de Cologne collection, the first one being Eau de Pamplemousse Rose, this one right here. This is one of the best, if not the best, grapefruit fragrance that I ever experienced. And this is so unique. So you have grapefruit, orange, and rose. So unique. The rose here is green, gives it green. It has like it's a green rose with an overdose of grapefruit and a touch of orange. Man. A fantastic creation of Jean-Claude Ellena, quite transparent, has a natural feel, very sparkly. And actually, although this is an Eau de Cologne concentration, this actually performs really well. At least on my skin, I get a solid 6 hours in terms of longevity overall. Good projection in the first hour, so I mean, great performance, I have to say, for an Eau de Cologne fragrance. But the scent here, it's so good. A very juicy, realistic grapefruit. And the blend with rose is masterfully done. Very unique. It's Eau de Pamplemousse Rose from Hermès. And the next one is Eau de Mandarine Ambrée. This one right here. Another unique fragrance. This is all about mandarin orange and amber. So unique, and seriously, I absolutely love this color, and I really like this bottle presentation overall. It's so good. It's resinous, and it literally smells like this color, orange. Again, mandarin orange and perfection with amber. This fragrance is intriguing because it seems that doesn't bloom like your typical fresh fragrance. Doesn't bloom. It feels like the amber is enveloping the mandarin orange. It's like a fossilized ambery mandarin orange, if that makes sense. It's a very unique scent. It has a freshness in here, but the resinous and the sweetness of the amber kind of shuts down the fizzy, uplifting feel of the mandarin orange. Nonetheless, this is a fantastic scent. I absolutely love this one. It's Eau de Mandarine Ambrée is fantastic. And actually, this is a very comforting summer fragrance. Absolutely love this one, Eau de Mandarine Ambrée from Hermès. The last fragrance that I purchased from Hermès from the Eau de Cologne collection, it is Eau de Rhubarbe Écarlate. This, man, again, gorgeous color. This is all about rhubarb musk. But the rhubarb in here, I mean, this is so unique. I never smelled anything like this before. The rhubarb here it's quite fruity. It's like a fruity rhubarb with musk in the base. It's quite vegetal, green, fruity, sparkly. It feels like it's rhubarb fruity juice, if that makes sense. It's wonderful. It's perfect for summer, perfect for even spring, for the warmer days of spring. It's fantastic. Great performance as well, I have to say. Although this is an Eau de Cologne, performs really well in the vein of Eau de Pamplemousse Rose. Fantastic scent. Eau de Rhubarbe Écarlate from Hermès is outstanding. Beautiful bottle presentation, beautiful color, and it's an outstanding fragrance for the upcoming warm weather. The next fragrance that I purchased from the house of Hermès, this one is from the Jardin collection. I just have one fragrance, or just had one fragrance from this collection, which was Jardin Méditerranée, which actually was the first fragrance released in this line. The one that I have here is the most popular one, and finally I have this one in my collection as well. It is, of course, Jardin sur le Nil. This doesn't need any introduction. It's very well known, very well appreciated, loved, cherished, in the fragrance community. This has tomato leaf, green mango, it has lily of the valley. I love this. I love the transparency, love the wateriness, the floral nuances, the green effect. I love this. This is fantastic. Doesn't need any introduction. Finally have it. It's Un Jardin sur le Nil from Hermès, from the Un Jardin collection. And the last fragrance that I have here from the house of Hermès, it was a blind buy, and what a successful blind buy it was. It is Hiris, this one right here. And again, I love the detail here. Again, love the bottle presentation of these Hermès bottles. And Hiris is all about iris. I love iris fragrances, and I was so curious to try this one. And there's not a lot of reviews of this fragrance from Hermès, but wow. Yeah, it makes me smile, so definitely is a winner. It has, of course, this is all about iris, and the iris here, it's so natural. It's so good. I mean, it's wonderful. It has also like a carrot seed feel. It has definitely like a carrot impression, quite sparkly as well. You have carnation, you have neroli, you have musk, you have honey, you have vanilla. So it's quite floral, but I don't detect a lot of neroli. Well, maybe the neroli justifies the sparkliness. Definitely a hint of rose, a bit of carnation, definitely the floral nuances are present, not intense, and don't overwhelm the iris. The iris is the most prominent note, then you have the more supporter notes, floral notes with the rose, with the carnation, and then you have musk, you have a hint of vanilla. Absolutely love this fragrance. What a winner. If you love iris, and this for me is not feminine, doesn't smell feminine, you just gotta love iris. And definitely has, it's not featured, has a note, but definitely has like a carrot impression as well. I absolutely love this one. Already one of my favorite iris fragrances, and this is such a gem, so underrated from the house of Hermès. It is Hiris from Hermès. And the last fragrance that I have here is the crème de la crème, the best green fragrance that I ever experienced. And talking about green fragrances, I will soon do a top 10 best green fragrances, so stay tuned for that. And finally, I have this one from the house of Chanel, and it is number 19, Eau de Parfum. I love the iconic bottle of Chanel, and this, although is marketed towards women, this is a perfect unisex fragrance. It's my scent of the day, actually, and wow, this is a masterpiece. This has galbanum, lots of galbanum. It has iris as well. It's the second most prominent note, it's iris. Then you have bergamot in the opening, you have oak moss, you have jasmine, lily of the valley, you have rose. So again, quite floral, very mossy, very green, powdery. Man, I absolutely love this. This is done to perfection. The best green fragrance that I ever experienced, hands down, is number 19, Eau de Parfum. This is magic in a bottle, I have to say. You gotta love green fragrances. Actually, this is the reason why I love green fragrances. The first time that I experienced this fragrance, it was like a year and a half ago or a couple of years ago when I tried this in my local perfume store, and I was mind blown by the quality, the blend, the uniqueness of this fragrance. And again, this is marketed towards women, but you just gotta love green fragrances. This is not your typical overly sweet, overly floral, pretty fragrance, not at all. This is a true unisex scent done to perfection. It is Chanel number 19 Eau de Parfum. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this fragrance haul. I think this video is already a bit too long. Hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below, what fragrances did you purchase lately? Tell me everything in the comments down below, guys, and see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.